I had to take the brake caliper off to get the tranny out on this thing, and so then I had to bleed the brakes when I put it back together. And I was bleeding the brakes, and I'd bleed one side of the caliper, bleed the other side, go up top up the fluid, and then pump the brakes. And every time it was getting better. And I was like, well, how much better do I want the brakes? And then I was thinking, well, I want this thing to put me through the window if I need to emergency stop. So I was like, oh, I'll just do it one more time, crack it, bleed it, get up top up the fluid, and then I'm pumping it. I'm like, oh, that feels good. And then boom, I blew the brake line. There's one hydraulic line under there and the rest is steel lines, and I blew it. And I guess that's good, because the last thing I want is to be emergency stopping with an air seeder behind me and then blow a brake line. So I'm gonna have to re-bleed them, but we'll get a line made up. The factory line, it's like less than 2 feet long, $450 from Versatile. So I think I'm gonna go with Dynamic, and they make braided brake lines, so we'll get them to make one. Here's the brake line. It blew right there, and I went to Dynamic, and I hate Dynamic. They're on a high horse because they're top dog in the city, so good for them, but also you're not always right. Anyways, I went there and they were gonna die on the hill that this was a JIC fitting, but the angle's wrong and it's got a flat tip. I did some more research after I went in there twice, and they kept telling me it was JIC. Well, turns out it's a 45-degree flare fitting. That's it. Pretty common. So anyways, they refused to make me a line. This one's $450 and weeks away in the States. So I went to Napa and I just got a section of steel line, the same as this. It cost me $5. $5. Nice. Anyways, I've re-bled the brakes and now we're done with that.